Do you need a values list? Don't want you to miss out.
My bad.
If you don't have a values list, raise your hand. Okay, so go ahead and just take a few. Oh, first of all, today we're going to talk about what you value and why that's important for taking care of yourself and creating a life that you want for yourself. So we'll start out just by doing a couple exercises where you can get better in touch with what you value, because many times I know our life gets busy and we just kind of we get up, we brush our teeth, we get ourselves dressed, we get in the car, we go and we do errands, we do this, we make lunch, take care of our dog. And by the end of the day, we've just done, task after task. And have we really done things that are in alignment with what's important to us in our soul and our being, with our personalities, with who we are? So today it's an opportunity to just slow down for a few minutes here and really get in touch with what you value right now. So when I say get in touch with what you value, that can change, doesn't it? At different times in our life, we value different things sometimes. Depending on the stressors that we have, we might value different things. And our personalities can determine what we value. So what you value, so think about as you go ahead and circle these things, and I want you to circle 6 of them, 6 things on this values list. And these should be things that are important to you today, not what used to be important or what you think might be important in the future. And you should choose the things that you truly value, not what you think other people think you should value. So it's all about you. And go ahead and put a circle around them.
How many? 6?
6.
Okay.
Anybody on from home?
No,
Okay.
I'm curious about that. I tilt this. A better view of you, but now I can't see your screen behind you. How come you have the audience on your screen?
Can't really see me, can you at all? We're seeing Leonie, we're seeing them.
Because that's hooked up to that camera.
Oh,
How does it come to the screen?
I don't know.
Because I can see you.
So Leonie, we're circling 6 things that are of value to you today, or value or important to you. Yeah, I'm there. I'm there for the home people, so that's good.
Yeah, do you see any participants?
No. Can I just press
It's
OK
backwards.
for this?
Yeah.
And I get rid of it. Oh, uh-oh. Okay, everybody done with that? Or do you need a little more? Some of you need a little more time. I'll give you another minute.
I don't see one on here that I want to be on.
Good point. If you don't see something on there that you do value and that's important to you, just write that on there and circle it. Yeah, I should have said that. Thank you.
Okay, that's it then. Thank you.
Hi, Jody.
Oh.
So if you just arrived, we're circling 6 things on the list that are of value to us right now, that are important to us today. And you can also, if you don't see one on there that you know is one of your values, you can go ahead and write it on there and circle it.
Sharon, can that page be shown to the people at home for things?
Yeah, no, I can't really show it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But let me just name some things. So things like accomplishment, accuracy, acknowledgement, adventure, being authentic, having beauty in your life, being calm, having a community, compassion, confidence, being connected, having courage, having creativity, curiosity, determination, discovery, effortless, empowerment, enthusiasm, excellence, freedom, friendship, fun, generosity, growth, happiness, harmony, health, helpfulness, honesty, humor, having independence, joy, love, loyalty, orderliness, partnership, passion, peace, productivity, respect, romance, self-esteem, simplicity in your life, spontaneity, strength, thankfulness or gratitude, tolerance, understanding, vitality, and anything else that you can think of that's not on the list. Go ahead and circle that and write it down. 6 of them. Did you hear the instructions, Judy? Circle 6. Or add your own if it's not on there. I didn't know if I said it to you at home, but one of the ones was kindness too on the list. You value that, don't you?
I really do. In fact, if I don't get it, I'll ask you.
Okay, got 30 more seconds, and then we're going. This is an important piece of it, though, is having time to really think about yourself. Okay, we're gonna move on now. So keeping your list in front of you, I'm gonna read you a story. So imagine that you are on a plane headed to a place you are looking forward to going. Unfortunately, your plane crashes on an island in the middle of a jungle. I shouldn't be reading this because I'm going to be getting on a plane on Thursday. But you survive. You all survive. And you have only very minor injuries. However, it's getting dark and you don't have any food. A nice man appears and says he'll take you to the village, but it will cost you one of the things that you value. Go ahead and cross out one of the values you previously chose on this list. Okay, once you get to the village, you are offered food and drink, but it costs you another value. Choose another value that you're willing to give up and cross it out.
That's hard.
It's hard. It is hard.
Not if you want to eat and drink.
So that really helps.
It does. Okay, now you realize that you don't have a place to sleep and it's cold and wet and scary outside. You are offered a safe, cozy bed inside a nice enclosed hut, but it costs you another value. Go ahead and cross off another value. Maybe if there's not, yeah, I mean, maybe that those three are set. How many do you have left? Three?
There were animals out there after me. So
Right.
maybe I can-
Right. You can survive one night out in the cold. Okay, there is no way to ever get off the island. This is very sad, but you are offered a ride home on a special helicopter that has just appeared, but you must give up one more value. Go ahead and cross that value off.
Oh, no, that's too bad. That's too hard.
Tough.
Disappointing.
Oh, no.
I don't think it was home.
No more.
I can say no, but it'll come back.
That's right. Oh, geez.
Now you are left with the two things you value most in your life. And I will say, because I know we have an angst about letting go of those others, all six of those that you circled are of extreme importance to you and probably for different reasons and at different times. So, so you haven't really let go of them. It's important that you look at those six things and realize those are key to your life right now and they're important to you. But you're left with the two things that are extremely valuable to you. Keep these two values in mind when you are making decisions about your own self-care. For example, how does what you value the most play a role in why you came to class today? Is there anything that you put down that you valued that was kind of, you could relate it in some way to why you're here today or why you came to class?
Help.
Help,
My number
right.
one.
It was your number one. Yeah. Yeah, and our values change, right? When we were 20, were we thinking about how important it was our health? We weren't thinking about that, but now we think about it. It's way up there for most of us. So our values will change, and it's important to stay in touch with what we're valuing now, because if we're not in touch with it, our life is just going in some willy-nilly direction, right? So knowing what you value and then designing your life around that and having an anchor, it's really an anchor for you. And it makes life a little less confusing and a little less anxiety producing if you have this anchor. You know why you're making the decisions that you're making and why it's important for you to go in this direction right now. And that doesn't mean that your values aren't going to change, you know, a week from now or a month from now, and that you'll have other things and another reason, another anchor of why you're going in that direction. Was it hard to let go of some of those values though? Yeah, yeah. And the harder it was to let go is an indication of how high they are kind of on your step right now. So I want to do one more activity to kind of zero in because this is just the whole key is really getting in touch with your values. So you can put down your pencils, just close your eyes, get in a comfortable position. And we're just going to take a moment to do a brief little mindfulness meditation on this. So take a deep breath in. And as you let the air out, just relax your shoulders, feel tension releasing all the way down your legs, down into the floor. Feel your presence here. And just think of a time in your life when you were the happiest, when you can see yourself being very happy. It could be a recent situation. It could be a recent situation or it could be something from the past. And ask yourself, what were you doing? Why was it? Why was it making you so happy? What were the factors that contributed to that happiness experience? Now identify a time when you were the most proud. Proud of yourself. Some accomplishment that you did, hard thing that you got through. We've all gotten through hard things by this point in our life. Again, ask yourself what you were doing that made you feel proud. Were you with others? What were the factors that contributed to you feeling proud? And now identify a time when you were the most fulfilled and satisfied. What need or desire was fulfilled at that time? How and why did the experience give your life meaning? And what other factors contributed to your feeling of fulfillment and satisfaction? And go ahead and open your eyes now and come back into this space. And now take a look with that information that you have. Go ahead and take a look at your list again and see if some of the experiences and the values that this latest little mindfulness meditation brought up fit with what you have on your list. And you may want to write something else down. You may want to expand on something you've written down, kind of make it a little bit more clear. Just kind of reaffirm your values. Look over your list and kind of reaffirm that what you originally circled is true for you. Okay. So I love this quote from Fred Rogers. Who you are inside is what helps you make and do everything in life. So who we are inside and what's important to us is what creates our path for our life. If we're in touch with it. If we're not in touch with it, sometimes our day just goes willy-nilly off kilter. Sometimes even if we are in touch with it, our life goes willy-nilly off kilter. But at least we know what we're trying to get back to, right? We're not just, it reduces our anxiety a little bit to kind of have an anchor. Let me get rid of this thing here. Yes. Okay. Okay. So how do you use, now that you kind of are better in touch with your values, how can you use your values to live a better life? Your future is a reflection of your daily habits, right? So you want your daily habits to be in alignment with your values, with your deep core values, especially those two that you were left with. Or maybe one that you kind of scribbled on your paper after you did the second meditation visualization. So take an audit to kind of figure out if you really have your life set up so that it fits with those key values. You can review your calendar when you get home and just look at what you've been doing. And is what you've been doing fit with one of those values or an important value that you have on your list? I like to look at the photos on my phone because the photos on my phone nowadays really reflect what we've been doing many times. You know, we've gotten a new dog. We've been with family and friends. We've had celebrations. We were out walking in the nature and there's pictures of like a beautiful rainbow. You know, it's a good reflection of kind of what we've been doing. So see if your daily actions, this is important, are your daily actions reflections of your values? And if they're not, start thinking about how I could kind of make my daily activities fit with what's most important to me. If for example, if one of your biggest values, one of my biggest values is connection. So if that's one of your biggest values, but you realize that you spend your day alone scrolling on the internet, then you're not in alignment with that value. And that could be the reason that you're feeling sad or some discontent. We feel that when our life is not in alignment with our values. And so it's time to quit scrolling and figure out if I want to have connection with people, how can I do that? You're all doing that like right now, today, by coming here and leaving your house and not being alone. Huge if your value is connection. Huge if your value is health, coming here today, right? And when you're trying to do this new thing, which is get in touch with your values and create a life that is in alignment with your values, you need to remind yourself to do it. So I suggest putting little Post-it notes somewhere in your house. I always say this, all my lectures, but I have a few Post-it notes around my house and in my car. When you're trying to do a new behavior, you have to remember to do it. So put some Post-it notes somewhere in your car. It doesn't have to be a whole sentence. You could just put a word that reminds you. Just put value. Reminds you to check in with your values. And you can think when you're doing your fifth task of the day and you have no time to make a phone call to a friend, which is really what one of your high values was, which was connection. Is it really important that you go to this last task, or is it more important that you go and call your friend? You know, those kind of things. So have some reminders. Make a plan to do something that is in alignment with what you value. Keep your value front and center. What are some ways that you guys could think you could keep your values front and center? And you won't forget about it after you leave here today. No ideas?
Well, my, my values are there all the time, because mine have to do with simplicity and orderliness and calm. That's what I'm striving for every day. And I have to deal with all these things I have no control over.
Yes.
They interfere
Yes, with that.
with these things that
Right.
I just want life to be calm,
Right.
but it isn't.
Life is never going to be calm. There's always going to be something, and
Yes.
sometimes many clouds, right? So, but if your true value is to be calm and have a simple life, part of your big challenge is to figure out, since it's so important to you, is to have that in the midst of life.
Right.
That's your task. And maybe that means, you know, taking some mindfulness classes or being in a group of people who are working on a similar thing, or doing a daily reading. There's many books where are just some of them are affirmations, some of them are quick little mindfulness practices. So there's all sorts of things, but it's really a new path and training yourself how to be on this path where you have things happening, but in the midst of all of them, you have some simplicity and some calm for yourself, because it's of huge value to you. So how can you remember to do some activities that are going to bring you that calmness every day?
Well, I guess I could put a post note on my refrigerator or just remind myself. It's like, oh, it's another one of those issues I have to deal with. Just, okay, can I put it aside? Can I wait till tomorrow to
Yeah,
deal with it?
Yeah.
Or do I just do it and get it over with? Then I don't have to think about it anymore.
If it's something you can do it quickly and get it over with, that might be helpful. But I would suggest also maybe getting one of the books on mindfulness, if any of you guys have any ideas, and just setting it next to your bed. So that you maybe do it in the morning, you do it at bedtime, some sort of reminder that you see that, and start practicing it, because we don't become calm and peaceful and simplicity in the midst of chaos unless we practiced it. So that's what all this little, even 10 minutes of meditation, it's just getting your brain rewired so that you know you have an anchor and you know where to go in order to find that peace and that simplicity inside you. If you haven't practiced it and chaos starts, you don't know where to go. You don't have that anchor. So you have to practice it. Just like exercise. You don't get stronger by just looking at the treadmill. You got to practice it. That's how your muscles get stronger. Same thing with your peacefulness and your simplicity and your mindfulness. You have to practice. Any other ideas of how you can remember to be in touch with your values?
God reminds me.
Prayer.
Prayer.
And do you remember to pray? Is that a habit that you have, or do you need, you don't need a reminder for that? Yeah. So maybe part of your prayer is, having God help you get on that path of what you value and giving you reminders, including that in your prayer. I mean, you don't have to share, but I just want you to not leave here today and then forget all about this. So, think about really for you personally, how can you remember to keep what you value front and center in your life?
Put it on the fridge.
She's going to put the list on the fridge.
Isn't there a program? I think I used it called Calm.
Yes,
It's
on your phone. Yes. I can show you how to get that if you need it.
I think at one time I had it and
Yeah.
I would listen to
Yeah.
like the rain and,
And you
calming.
can set it so that it automatically gives you reminders. It'll just appear. It'll be like a little notification to take 30 seconds to do calm. That's a great idea. Yeah, love that.
I need to re-sign up for that.
You can also just set alarms on your phone, a little beep, beep, there's a whistle one. And you could set it to go off, 3 times a day. And when you hear it, it's a reminder you to check in with what you value. And pretty soon you're just going to have what you value in your mind all the time.
Oh, if you have Alexa, you could ask her to.
Yeah.
Oh, you can?
Yes.
They're saying that you can tell Alexa to remind you. Are you doing what you value? Are you aware of what you value? You can't always be doing what you value, but are you aware? So that you can get your life going in that
If you
direction.
make a plan, when you said that, make a plan. Are you talking about per day, per year, per life? What?
Yeah, it's per day, really, I think, because your values really could change from one day to the next. I mean, today you might not have health on your list there, and tomorrow you fall down and break your hip, and then your biggest value is going to be getting better, and maybe it may still be to have calm and peacefulness in the midst of all that, but you also may put health way up there where it wasn't up there today. So it's today, what you value today. Making value aligned decisions. You want to be making your decisions. The importance of having your values front and center is that when a decision comes up about whether you should do this today or do this today, you want to take a look at it and see if there's any way that you can make that decision be aligned with what you value. Can't always do it, but usually in some way you can tweak it a little bit to be in aligned with what you value. Maybe your highest value is health and peace of mind, but at the same time, you really have 10 irritating things that you have to do today, such as calling your insurance company or talking to somebody that's annoying. but you really have to do these things. So then how can you do those things with a little bit of peace and simplicity in them? Think about how you can maybe change the way you're doing some of these things. When faced with choices such as career moves, relationships, any kind of decisions, which option best reflects my core values? When you have an anchor like that, it reduces your anxiety and your what they call decision fatigue here. But it reduces your anxiety about it because you know that what you're doing is based on this anchor that you have that is true to yourself. By aligning with your values, your path will be more clear and less confusing, less chaotic with really what you want to be doing. So it's called setting behavioral goals. Instead of just outcome-based goals where you're trying to get the package to UPS to mail, set goals that focus on acting in accordance with your values daily. We've already been talking about this. So what's the difference between goals and values? Goals are when you have a clear final destination in mind. You're looking at the future. You're measuring it objectively. If I get this done, then this is a good thing. And it helps with a lot of our organization. But values provide guidance for this journey. Values provide guidance for what the journey looks like as we're getting to our goals. Might take you on a scenic route that fits with your values. It's happening now and it's ongoing. There's not like a final end to our values. And this is great when we're in touch with our values. It helps with our anxiety, our identity. It decreases our confusion. It helps with the relationships and any kind of struggle or uncertainty we're having, because once again, we have that anchor. So go ahead and align your goals every day that you have with your values. By transforming your values into daily actionable habits, you build a life that feels authentic and rewarding. You're not living somebody else's life. Even if it's chaotic, you're still in touch with your values, and the way that you're handling the chaos is done in a way that you value. Your core values are like a compass, a useful tool to help you make decisions. If you're unsure which direction to go, consult the compass to inform your choice. It's like having a little guardian angel on your shoulder. And then, of course, practice self-compassion. When you stray from your values, forgive yourself and refocus on the desired value-aligned direction. So if you have a day that you get just caught up in the chaos and you yell at somebody and you just you're doing things that aren't in line with your values, come back to your anchor, come back to your core, take some time, forgive yourself, self-care. We're not perfect. It takes practice, and we're all working on it in this life. So we're going to end by saying, I love Little Woodstock. I was so happy when I came across this. Oh, are you okay, Carol? Okay. Sorry.
It's not sadness, it's happiness. That's why I'm crying.
Can you share what you're happy about? Yeah.
It's made my life wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm happy all the time. What more can you ask for?
You're happy in the midst of chaos. That's huge. It really is huge. Good.
It is good. It's sad, like I said, I'm not sad. I'm very happy. I'm blessed.
Yeah.
And I cannot ask for more.
Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
No, you're sorry. Thank you.
Sorry for being happy. You encouraged everybody else. That's
Yeah.
okay.
It's an indication that there's some alignment with your goals there if you're having that, because that's the whole thing. When we're in alignment with our value and not our goals, we're in alignment with our values. Because when we're in alignment with what we value, we are less anxious, we are more happy. Things can be happening all around us, but yet we have that core happiness and joy and gratitude.
I cry at church too, so.
Yes.
Yeah, I do, I'm serious, but it's just, it is truthfully,
yeah.
honestly, happiness.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. So what can you do today? I want you to leave here today. What can you do today to align yourself with one of your core values? A little step may be the beginning of a great journey.
was thinking, find, in a way, I find it envy her because I only get my minis. And I don't know why. And I feel so silly because you should be happy, you know. It takes a lot of courage when everybody's happy and you're crying. And
It's called being vulnerable. Yeah. And we have a lot of, by the time we get to be this age, especially, but even at a young age, we already have a lot of barriers around us that don't allow us to be vulnerable. And if we're not vulnerable, then we're not connected with the world and with other people.
Not authentic.
We're not authentic.
I have one thing that I didn't realize I did or do just today, which I appreciate us talking about this. Yeah. I have a habit of sometimes thinking and overthinking. When something's sad, like death of a person or one of my friends lost her son, and to go to the funeral and stop thinking about it. I found out that it's okay to do that, but I give myself the self-awareness to realize this is what I'm doing now. And I put it on a time that I'll take 15 minutes. And I set my cell phone Siri to remind me my 15 minutes are up.
Yeah.
And I'll put it aside.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel bad.
Yeah. And you put it aside because what you value is what? What's your anchor? What are you trying to get back to when you put that aside?
My value is myself. I want to keep myself in a happy
Mm-hmm.
frame of mind.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to overlook things.
Yes.
And yet I don't want to dwell too much on sad things.
Yes.
Because that shows in your face, your attitude, other people around you. Some people take out their sadness and other people, some people crave it because you share it with other people, which is okay. I go to my psychiatrist and I don't, but then when I leave, I forget about it.
Yeah.
And I do it for me,
Yeah.
not for anyone else, because I like to be a person that other people like to be around and relate to. I like company. I'm a very social.
Right. That's
person.
your value. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what you're trying to get back to.
I think
So it's similar to what Anne was talking about. How do you maintain your sense of what you value when horrible things or chaotic things are happening? And what you do, Leonie, is you take time to be with it, and experience it because it's important, it's something that's happening in life and it makes you feel connected to pain and happiness. But then you set it aside and you get back to the thing that you value, which is your connection and joy and happiness in your life. So you can do both, really. If you just stay in that place of mourning a past thing that happened and just ruminate on it, you can't possibly then get back to your core values that you have.
because I was raised in an era when my parents told me, stop crying. You want something to cry about, I'll give you something. And that was acceptable.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's why we many times have those barriers to being vulnerable and really being in touch with our pain, and that keeps us from being connected with the world and with other people when we do that. And it keeps us from being our authentic self.
And good friendship is very, very important.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I've got for today. I hope that was helpful. And I loved hearing everybody's comments and your stories. I think it's one of my biggest values is connection. And I feel like I had that today with you guys. So I hope that you all had some connection too to yourself and to other people too. So
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
And the grief lecture will come from Linda Good.